Hey guys, Lyra Linx here, and we're back with another chapter of Dance at Dusk. It's time for chapter 6, and I'll get right into it. As Dawn and Paul made their way home, Reggie had just arrived back, packing away different grocery items in the cupboards. Once he'd finished, he plopped down his face first onto the couch, sinking as deep as he could into it. He started to think. Paul sure is growing up, he whispered aloud to himself. It looks like he's taken a liking to Dawn, although he's far too stubborn to admit it. Reggie properly positioned himself on the couch, sitting upright. He took a deep breath and sighed, staring up at the ceiling. He won't need my help much longer. Soon he'll start a family of his own and I'll be alone over here. Reggie smiled weakly, pulling out an old and dusty photo album. He blew off the dust and opened it to a marked page, staring down at some pictures. Man, I feel like his dad. I got to watch him grow up and I took care of him. He snapped the photo album shut again and hid it in one of his private drawers. Paul would kill him if he saw that old album full of baby pictures and etc. I should have just said and so on or something like that. Just as he had hidden the book, he heard footsteps tapping on the front porch. Looks like they were finally home. The footsteps weren't the only sounds, though. "You're so mean to me," screeched Dawn. "You deserve it sometimes." "Humph." "Fighting already?" Reggie sighed. "Enough." They both stared at Reggie, then each other, and laughed. "What's so funny?" asked Reggie, scratching his head in confusion. Neither answered. They just both went into the kitchen together. Dawn searched through the pantry and got out materials necessary for making hard-shell tacos. Reggie followed in after them, literally falling over in shock as he witnessed Paul put on a cooking apron. "I've heard people say the world will end in fire, and I'm pretty sure Paul will make a huge fire if he tries to cook." I actually like that. Paul glared daggers into Reggie. Reggie pretended as if he were being stabbed and fell to the ground. "Ugh, Paul's murdering me with those cold eyes." "Baka," hissed Paul. Oh god. Am I enough of a weeb that I included that in my story? Alright, I'm gonna substitute this out for cringe's sake. "Idiot," hissed Paul. "Cut out the theatrics. Dawn is going to teach me how to cook." Reggie gasped. Gasp! Paul Shinji is asking others for help? Again Paul glared at him as Dawn laughed uncontrollably. "Believe it or not, Reggie, Paul has a heart. As a matter of fact," she said, raising up her wrist, "he bought me this charm bracelet." Paul practically cried when he saw the look on Reggie's face. Reggie raised his eyebrows up and down in a teasing manner. "Oh, do you have the hots for Dawn?" Angry sparks seemed to fly from Paul. If there were sticks of dynamite nearby, they would have set off and destroyed the house and Reggie. "I do not have the hots for her," Paul growled. "Geez, why are you so defensive, Paul? Unless, are you in denial?" Paul grabbed a kitchen knife. "I swear I will kill you if you don't get out of here." Reggie laughed hysterically. I'm going. See you later, lovebirds." As Paul fumed, he turned to Dawn. She was red, but not in anger. She was blushing more than humanly possible. Paul cleared his throat as Dawn's skin began to lighten again. She threw some shells over to Paul, and he quickly caught them. "All right then, let's cook." The cooking lessons went very well. Paul burned the meat quite a bit and broke a lot of the hard shells, but followed Dawn's instructions the best he could. At last it was time to eat. Everyone took a bite of the tacos and hated them. "Looks like even Dawn can't help you," gagged Reggie. "Man, and things were going so well," choked Dawn. "It looked edible at first glance," Paul commented. Since the cooking lessons had failed so miserably, Reggie just went and ordered a large pepperoni pizza for everyone. "Well, Paul, you're Oh, it's Dawn. I'm sorry, I'm making a lot of mistakes tonight." "Well, Paul, you're unteachable," sighed Dawn as she grabbed 2 steamy pieces of pizza. "Maybe you're just a bad teacher," Paul snorted. Reggie disagreed. "Don't blame the teacher, blame the failure of a student." That set Paul off, and soon he was fighting with Reggie. Dawn nearly choked on her pizza as she witnessed them bicker. Finally, Paul gave up on the argument and grabbed his pizza, swallowing it whole. Dawn leaned back in disgust. If I'm going to the dance with you, you're going to have to learn some manners. An idea sparked in Dawn's head. All right, tomorrow I'm going to teach you proper manners. Paul spat out the water he'd been drinking. Manners? Teach me manners? Hell no, I'm fine the way I am. If you were so great, Mr. Badass, then why don't you have a girlfriend? Paul answered easily. I don't want one. Why would I go out with anyone? They'd only chain me down. Dawn looked highly offended. Whatever. Tomorrow you better be ready for a wake-up call. You are going to be polite if it kills you. As Dawn stormed off, Paul grunted defiantly. I'm sure with you as a teacher it will kill me. And that's the end of the chapter. Alright, so that was kind of funny. Excuse my stumbles along the way and typical typos, but let's check out the Chapter 6 reviews. The Master XD. LOL, Paul can't cook to save his life. Oh man, at the end it was hilarious. Great chapter. Alright, very nice. Radicator. Someone's gonna get hurt in the manners class. I just know it. I really can't remember hardly anything from this story, so I guess we'll find out when I read the next chapter. Red Hood Lover. Haha, that was great. Bye, more anime to watch. Sounds like the summary of my life. Sakura Toko. To teach Paul to him as if it was a pet I like. Wow, I wait with anxieties for the following chapter. I feel like Paul is kind of being treated like a dog by Dawn in this story. Monday the Trainer. Paul being polite. This will be good. It sounds like it's gonna be a crashing failure. EVX me. LOL. Paul is an unteachable student and I love Reggie's quote. Don't blame the teacher. Blame on the failure of a student. LOL. I just love Reggie to bits. I honestly feel like I made Reggie super funny and adorable in this story, and that's kind of how I always imagined him in my head, as secretly being a more doting brother than you even get to see in the anime. But yeah. So that was chapter 6. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content, and I really hope to see you in another video. Bye!